Yo, what's up, good people? This is series number 9, y'all. We wasn't here last Tuesday, and the anticipation for me to build so big, y'all. The poet, I can feel the energy like right here when I'm sitting stuff. Y'all, we got a dope lineup tonight. We got even doper judges. And series 9 is not one of this point. Yo, mark my word for it. But listen, make sure y'all share this. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, y'all. Y'all do not want to miss a show. We about to play this theme song, y'all. Give y'all about a good minute or two. So go ahead and share it live. Grab a snack, y'all. Let's go. Here we go.
Derek Wallace. What up, J.O.? Kimberly Stewart. Yeah. Big Uno. Okay, it's time to ease your mind. No wasted time, I come in peace. Every poem is one of a kind, so every line is R&B. I swear for God, it's time to eat. This is just a place to be. If you riding with the team, then say it loud. J.O. Speak. I pray your penmanship be photosynthesis to witnesses and they attentiveness be memorable mentally and show more physically. The creativity with words you see in vividly. The way we orchestrate the place, you think it was a symphony. So bring your skills if you really real. If it's your spot demanding, are you the one to make the cut and be the last one standing? Then rep where you from. Let your heart and talent speak. If you grind and reach the peak, then you a real G-O-A-T. J.O. speak. 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 J.O. speaks.
We in that thing tonight, y'all. Listen, tonight, I ain't about to hold y'all no much longer. Y'all know it take a village to raise a poet. I can't do this show alone. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into understanding who these judges really are. Y'all already know, holding it down in box 1, he go by the name of Big Uno. Y'all give it
What's up? What's up? Series 9. If you sorry if we ain't on time, but you know it color people time anyway. I hope you bring your A game. I'm gonna tell you now, we ain't playing with you. Tuck your feelings and bring it. Let's go.
Let's go. And listen, y'all already know what to do. My other co-host, she's always fashionably late often. Y'all give it up for my lovely co-host, Kimberly Stewart. What's up?
She on time today. She got time today. Okay. She got time today. We about to make some cuts. I'm excited. I was just trying to put some shimmer on my décolleté. Don't mind me, y'all. Go ahead.
All right. Listen, y'all, this Poet's Row is nothing to be played with, y'all. I'm a little nervous, and I'm not even doing nothing tonight. But y'all, I don't even want to give him Simon Cowell, bro. Like, I don't even know. We got to create a whole nother name, a whole nother genre, you feel me, of judges at this point. Y'all give it up for my man, Black Chakra, in the building, y'all. How you feeling tonight, Black Chakra? Let the folks know a little bit where you at.
I'm viscerally unimpressed by most things I hear in spoken word, so I'm looking forward to be unimpressed.
Y'all heard it straight from his mouth, y'all. Viscerally. You hear me? Viscerally. Oh. Y'all, next up, she was in for Series 8. She's sitting in tonight for Trejay. But y'all, nevertheless, she never disappoints. Give it up for Cassandra is Free. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So glad to be back tonight. So for the poets, just bring your best, bring your A game, because the judges are for real tonight.
Let's go. And he is our calibration poet tonight. He done came back. So Series 8, he was the sub. Series 9, this is his series. He here every week. He not playing no games. He didn't play games with y'all when he was subbing. So y'all, give it up for my man, Sheriff. Sheriff, what you on tonight, man?
I was a sub. They done messed around and gave me tenure. Boy, it's going to be a long...
So, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Since you already in the big box, I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. We about to go ahead and calibrate that thing. It's on you, Chef.
God, do I still remember poems? All right. Dr. King once said that if it ever falls your lot in life to be a street sweeper, you go forth and sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Like Beethoven composed music, and like Shakespeare wrote poetry. You just be the best at whatever you are. You take pride in your work. Because I learned depression comes when there's no pride left to take. You see, 23 years ago, it felt my life to be a black boy in America. 22 years ago, it felt to be homeless. And 3 years ago, it felt to be a dropout. I felt a lot. I starved so much, my body turned broomstick. Y'all, I cried so much, my body turned mop. It felt my lot to be a poet. I slammed for food money, most times in packed venues, all times in packed train cars. And no, I am butchering this poem right now. But the truth is about poems is sometimes you mess them up. Sometimes even on your weekdays, you have to remember the weekends. Sometimes you remember the days that led you to falling into being a poet. I slammed for food money, sometimes in packed venues, most times in packed train cars, and all times in ugly mirrors, just trying to see myself good at something. I fell in love with my train car stage. Some days I wanted to stand on the tracks and give it a kiss at full speed. I Michelangelo to smile to my jaw that felt like graffiti, hoping that I'd be arrested for vandalism because I served 3 meals in prison. I performed in only the most gentrified of areas to avoid anybody I knew. Places where everybody's favorite poem, just some about black kids dying, painting strange fruit. The only way I know they would feed the starving artists. So I turned my notebook pages back into the trees we hung from, hoping the firewood keep me warm at night. A white woman hands me $1. She turns to her daughter and tells her I am the most talented bum she's ever seen. Better than every hoodlum rapper on this train yesterday, and I'm wondering how pretty I must have made most of our deaths sound. Wondering if plucking bodies from pavements make my meal, make me a street sweeper or a vulture, but my thoughts keep getting drowned out by the growls at my stomach saying, get through the poem. That night, 2 guys pulled a knife on me in a subway. They left my pockets as empty as my stomach. They took my pride, my cell phone, and some white woman's dollar. Do you know what it is to lose everything when you have already had nothing? The police asked me if I was on the way home at the time of the robbery, and I don't want to have to tell them that this was a home invasion, that I'm so broke I'm broken into, and ain't no broom big enough to pick up the pieces. Do you know what it is to always have to pick up the pieces to know that Dr. King said you better sweep streets like an artist, but nobody says a thing when an artist sleeps in them, or when anyone does. When you have to find the ways to keep breathing, even when you can't afford to keep eating. I remember I did a poem that sounded a lot like a train car kiss. A white woman sees the shake in my spine and asks me what I'm going to use it for. I tell him, this dope I spit don't pay for itself. It's still the best fix for all my broken. Every line is pure, and I've consistently decided to label myself an addict. I find the white of a page the greatest way to stay high, and who wouldn't value staying high if you know that there is 6 feet worth of ground below you? All you have to remember that as if your falls your lot in life to be a poet. Sometimes you'll forget the poem, rewrite it. Just make sure in the ending you are always still breathing. You write the title and say that you are not Beethoven, your music. You're not Shakespeare, your poetry. You're not Michelangelo, but you are all the pride that comes with finding all the art that is within yourself. You're the best at whatever you are. Even on the days when that just means breathing. Thank you.
Yo, that boy Chev lit it up, y'all. Listen, this is the calibration. This is making the cut. We got 11 poets. Only 8 will make it into week 2. We about to go ahead and grade this, judge this calibration poet, just so you can see where the judges are at tonight. We started with my man Uno. It's on you.
Oh, yeah, you know, Shell, bro, listen. I don't even know if you messed up for real or not. So I'm over here being like, I think he messed up. Nah, he didn't mess up. So if you happen to stumble, poet, I don't know if he did or not. I can't judge that. And that's the key. And that's what I want you to know. Sometimes the light's going to get bright. This is a new platform for you. So you may stumble. If you do stumble, he stumbled. I don't know if he stumbled. That's how you do it. You keep going. 10. You know, I'm going to give the calibration poets, they get 10s from me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for starting it off. Let's go.
Kimberly Stewart, it's on you.
Chef. Well, wow. First of all, because I ain't got 2 bits of a clue. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard you spit before. This is my first time. And yeah, I don't know if you stumbled or not, but what I do know is that I was already interested before you said I'm totally messing this up. And then I was like, well, if you mess it up, then what you really doing? What's really good? So for that, it's all tens for me, babe.
Let's go, 10. Y'all, this when it get crazy. We on that Poets roll, kicking it off with Black Chakra. Okay. 9.4.
It was good. It was good. I don't like to say it out my mouth, but it was good. And if you did mess up and freestyled and recovered the way you did, that made it even better. That was good.
So listen.
Ain't nobody supposed to fumble the ball, recover it, and run a touchdown. That's
Let's go. All right. Cassandra is free.
Hey, the piece was good. The transitions were definitely dope. I grabbed, like, when you said get through the poem, I felt that more than I probably should have, especially at 11:18 at night. But I felt that really hard. That's a 9.5. Really.
Let's go. 9.5 Poets. Y'all already see what he at. We about to get this show started.
I don't get to score it.
You don't.
I gotta give it a strong 6.
Nah, you out of here. You out of here.
Know what time it is? It's time to mix words and emotions with confidence and emphasis. You see, it's the hottest show with a poetic flow, from the one that brought you right and chill, often imitated, but no one ever duplicates the feels. Every Tuesday night at 10 Central, our words weigh heavy on your mental. We interrupt your normal program to bring you J.O. Speaks Poetry Slam. Let's go, y'all. Listen, tonight we got a jam-packed show in the #1 spot, coming in for the first poet, y'all. Y'all give it up for none other than Swish the God. Let's go.
How y'all feeling? What's up? So I wrote two new poets today just for you guys, and I want to send them today, so they knew. So I got y'all. All right, it's called Tommy and Him. All right. Tell me, did my confidence offend you because I give everything my all, like it's my last, or is it because I wake up at 10:02 and show how hard work and a face look while a facade or mask? Tell me, did my confidence offend you because I walk like Naomi and my skin is rich, or I can pick up overnight shifts too, and I still talk like my money with 5 cents? I will be offended too. He give his best. His best is all to them, but his best is not all to him. He works hard, determined, destined, for a future that his parents would dream of. A smile so bright, a table so big, his future family will feast off. I believe in him. I'm supporting every step of the way because I believe in his dream too, whether it's asleep or awake. That's it. Okay. That's it.
All right. Uno. It's on you, my boy. First poet. We judging.
Swish. I want to say appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing these. I appreciate that. For one, I don't know if you've seen the platform last series. Coming on, memorization is key here, and performance. You got to grab me. In this platform. You got to be able to do something to keep our attention. Your piece, the wordplay was very nice, but it was kind of broken. It was broken. The delivery wasn't like confident. So I wasn't sold on it. So with that being said, I ain't gonna talk your head off. I'll give that a 7. Thanks.
All right, 7.
Appreciate it.
All right, Kimberly Stewart.
Hey there, how are you?
Hey, good.
Good. First of all, you're cute as a button. Like, I can't even take you right now. Like, you're everything. And although you were reading, I did appreciate the fact that you kept looking up. You know, one thing a lot of poets do, which is the death of them, is they keep their head like this while they're reading. and we don't get to see your face. We don't get to even see your joy in the piece. And I could feel like if you really knew that piece a little bit better, that you would be able to kind of spit that fire. But you're gonna have to bring the performance game way up, sir. Like we in some heavier leagues. So I appreciate you being here, and I also love the fact that I love your voice. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm gonna give you a 6.8.
All right, 6.8. All right, y'all, we on that Poets Roll, kicking it off with Black Sakura.
No, your confidence does not offend me. The fact that you came to a competition that unprepared does. Listen, there are plenty of online open mics. You want to win, you got to work to win, memorize, perform it, give your all. You're not a bad writer, but approaching this like this is like, come on, man, don't be that lackluster. You need the money. Not saying that you broke, nigga. I need the money. Everybody need the money. That means we need to win. And anybody who come into a competition like, hey, I wrote this yesterday, let me just give you a free read. Yeah, very disrespectful to your competition and to some of the people who are listening. But thank you for writing.
I appreciate it.
For sure. Cassandra is free.
All right. Good evening. I'm piggybacking everybody else as far as the delivery itself. It kind of I stopped. I'm not gonna say I stopped listening because I didn't stop listening, but I stopped caring as much as I wanted to because the delivery. I was not there for the delivery. And then for the poem to be about your confidence, but then the delivery did not portray any of that. So work on building that up a little bit so that you can have the confidence that you spoke of in the poem. And my score generously is a 7.
All right, 7. All right, Chev.
Oh, there I am. Hey, how you doing? Appreciate you writing. Appreciate everyone who takes a second to take part in the art of spoken word as well as the art of written. But I couldn't have heard this poem no more than 4 minutes ago, and I already don't remember it. And that should not be the case. And as everyone stated, for a poem that was supposed to be about confidence, I needed to feel that. And to be honest, you could have written something last year or last minute, and if you were able to make me feel that, I would absolutely reward you for it. But I think this would have this definitely needed more time. So I'm gonna go with a 5.
All right, 5. All right, Swiss. Appreciate you coming. Yo, we're gonna put you backstage. We're gonna keep this going, y'all. Listen up. Next up, this poet. Hey, the name says it all. Almighty Luck. Y'all give it up for Almighty Luck. Let's go.
My psyche is a war zone, and I be wanting to wave the white flag. I just need to silence the noises. It's like screeching on the inside of my mind, carving out what makes me whole. And I evolve into a walking corpse. It's like I'm here but not living, so hollow, but it's no G to stop my demons from going off the deep end. We become best friends, maybe even lovers. Our favorite position becomes missionary. It stares me in my eyes, but there's no soul behind these gateways. As I release into them, they lock their legs around my empty body, trapping what left of me inside of them as I fall asleep while I'm still inside of them. That's what you call soul ties. They whisper in my ears like, you already came for me. You might as well come home with me. Where the flames are the brightest, our spark could become a supernova, a precursor to a death of a star. You no longer have to escape the black holes that try to consume you. As I slept, their worst could rest. My deepest, darkest desires that try not to let inspire. Give no home to the thoughts that supposed to be outliers. A night in the fire that's so mesmerizing that I get lost in its flickers like Lil Wayne's lighter. The heat that gives off engulfs me, and I roll once again to something I truly fear. But that's only time. The noises cease to exist when I'm thinking I'm not existing, waiting if my existence even matters. Like if I'm gone in an instant. Would anyone realize it wasn't an instant? That I've been drowning, and that would have made me distant. That my okays have way more substance. That okay supposed to be a universal signal to give assistance, even when there's resistance. Are we too ignorant or too arrogant to believe that one of our own could take their own existence? Like, not my baby. But your baby has been in a stillborn state ever since life been a miscarriage, dead on the inside, and you just been a necrophiliac, giving them love, but the type of love they need is something you lack, so naive to what they need to be brought back, because you never listen to their okays. Their okays was a cry for help, but you was deaf, and that's what truly killed them. Not having someone to understand them. Not having someone to talk to when you lost your will to live is sickening. Like what you're supposed to do when your thoughts become too crippling, shattering your psyche, triggering an ongoing war, and the losses become too much, and the only thing that feels right is giving up. You try all the highs, even drunk every bottle to the bottom, but those intoxications never gave sensation. You're craving a relation to save you. But the demons are the only ones that gave you stimulation. So to my demons, you have won. Thank you for always being there when I had no one else. Boom.
Okay. Y'all, I'm reading the comments. They talking about it's a slam for sure. Let's go. Almighty Luck, appreciate you. Uno, it's on you.
Oh, Almighty Luck, bro. I just want to say I appreciate your piece. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Hey, man, for just before we even get to the piece, man, you kept me engaged with the delivery, just the delivery and the passion that you tried to put into your piece. The piece itself, wordplay was nice, but a couple parts lost me. It felt like it started to ramble a little bit, but you brought it back together and you landed it nice. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Step it up another notch in 8.2.
All right, 8.2. Kimberly Stewart.
All right, here I go. Okay. Hey, Luck, how are you, love?
How you doing?
So, look, y'all, Luck was like, bump that intro music and all of that. Like, I'm getting started right now. No, now. I said now. I was like, oh, wait. Oh, okay. All right. It was like, you're going to get this poem tonight. Look, I was really, really rocking, like, as far as you really kept us, like Uno said, you really kept us engaged. I was like loving you because I loved your passion, which two things about that. One, the poem was too long because with your passion, now because I'm all the way here, I am literally examining every single word you say, everything, every breath you take, everything. You got me. I'm here. So if the poem starts veering off, which it did a few times, I'm like, hold up, I got too much time in my head to like figure out where we went wrong, right? And so you will do yourself a service to just compact it in. There was some things you said a couple different times. You had some bars though, with the stillborn and the miscarriage and the situation and the. Yeah, you had some bars. So with all of that, I'm gonna give you a 7.2.
All right, 7.2. Let's go. Y'all, we on that Poets Row, kicking it off with Black Chakra.
Let me see it. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm upset with you, Mighty, and I'll tell you why I'm upset with you. I wanted to give you a 5 because there's a lot of parts in that poem where you ramble and your point gets lost. You're not being concise with your point, but you're getting a 7.7 because you have a pen, and that's why I'm upset with you, because you can write. I think that's what's been bothering me this whole time, and your performance, for lack of a better term, was pretty good. But you can write, and I want to see you in this competition get better, which is why I'm going to give you the 7.7 instead of this 5. But you need to edit. You need to edit. You need to learn how to edit. You need to talk to somebody about editing. But you got a pretty decent pen. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front on you. That I respect pens. So 7.7.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, we'll keep it moving. Cassandra is free.
Hey, Almighty Luck. I definitely loved your energy. You came in strong. I don't know if that was just in relation to the previous poet's lack of energy. I'm not trying to be funny, but your energy, you came out strong to me, even though you started before we could see you, but the energy was still there. There were certain parts of the poem where I honestly didn't know what you were talking about. And then by the time you got to the end, I realized it was kind of like a love poem to your demons, which was a creative spin on things that I like hearing, like new concepts. I hadn't really heard a concept quite like that before. And you do have a pen. I'm not trying to bite on nobody else's critique. It just is what it is. If you have a pen, you have a pen. My overall score for you is a 7.5.
All right, 7.5. All right, Chef, it's on you.
Okay, we're performing today, but the word that kept sticking out to me while watching this was dynamic. I want to see you dynamic the next time I see you, because passion can look like performative poet voice if this is what we're giving every single word, because there is no way that throughout an entire poem every single word evokes the exact same emotion. That means speed up, that means slow down, that means write how you talk, that means edit so it's clear and easy to say. And I need to feel like I'm going for a ride that isn't just all, even if it's high up, just all the way in one direction, because in about 60 seconds I'm gonna get tired. I'm gonna get real tired. And I love poetry, which means for most people they got tired 30 seconds ago. But you can write, which is why I'm gonna come up with this 7. That's a whole 2 points higher than I just was. So I appreciate you for helping me move up in life.
Moving up. All right, and we moving up, y'all. Y'all, this next poet to the stage. Hey, he said he's making a comeback.
Wait, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Huh?
We got to pay some bills, brother. We got to pay some bills. So this is a slam. We do have cash prizes throughout the week. We do got to cover a lot of things. So if you want to donate, help out, be a sponsor, let me put this right on the screen. Here, you can tap in and donate. We greatly will appreciate that. Cash out. So I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to do that because J.O. is paying this out of his pocket. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Uno. Appreciate you. But yo, make sure y'all tap the Cash App if you can. We make sure all the poets sit right. We make sure that the contestants, hey, if they do right, they sit right as well. So y'all was trying to do. Hey, we about to keep this show rolling. This man said he said he back. Let's see. Y'all give it up for my man, Carness Turner. Let's go.
When the host called my name, I walked down on the stage in front of 3,000 people who were eager and ready to hear what I had to say. I walked slowly, head down, as if the microphone was the electric chair I was preparing to die to self. I stood there, said a quick prayer, looked up, and realized that only 2,999 people were there. And as I prepared to spit, took a deep breath, rubbed my hands together real quick, only two thoughts were going through my mind. Number one, do not jack this poem up. And number two, where's my father? My father had never seen me perform. Over the past few months, we've been chopping it up about how long it's been since we've seen each other, 10 years, and how a lot has happened since he got locked up upstate. But how if I booked his ticket to this show, that it would be a trip that he would take. So I stood there, trying not to look at the seat next to my ex-girlfriend where you would have sat, standing in front of 2,999 people, trying not to crack. I sniffed back tears the way you sniff back promises, thinking maybe if I just close my eyes and take a deep breath, you would just magically appear. You weren't always like this. I remember when you pushed me to play football. How even though I never really wanted to play, I still wanted to make you proud. Not realizing that you were never really cheering for me. You were cheering for yourself because you were living your dream through me vicariously in that crowd. So when the left side of my body went numb after I took an illegal hit to the back of my neck and I woke up in the hospital, the only thing I saw on your face was a loss of respect. That was the last time that my father had ever seen me perform. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Standing on the stage, still looking for my daddy. That pause between me opening my mouth and rubbing my hands together was me warming up to your next excuse. But how about the truth? How about your dream went out the window the day I decided to pick up a pen after the doctors told me I may never have full use of my neck again? So as I stood there in front of 2,999 people, and one empty seat filled with another broken promise, it clicked. That you are the reason that I prayed before I go on stage. Because every church that I would rock, every open mic that I would hit, I used to always pray that my father would be with me when I spit. And even though my father never showed up, my father always showed up. I just didn't see him. Even when I was an atheist and I didn't believe him, he would be standing on the backstage of my mind, the teleprompter, in case my tongue got fumbleitis, the conductor for the orchestra that is my words, that proud pops, that just screamed, you got it, poet. You can do it, champ. Get up off this grass and give this game your stamp. I just wish that I could stop substituting God's voice for yours every time he would try to speak to me about what poem to do. And that poem that night was supposed to be about you, but I didn't do it. Instead, I stood in front of 2,999 people playing Jacob and Esau with which poem to give the blessing to. And all I could think about is asking God to forgive me for saying that my father has never seen me perform. Because for the first time in my life, I was proud to say that I had my father living vicariously through me. And that maybe the reason my dad never seen me perform was because the seat was already occupied by a father who was actually proud of his son. Thank
you. Let's go. Let's go. What the comments say, he back. Uno, what say you?
Sometimes that's all you can do. First, I want to say I appreciate your piece. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. I was really anxious to hear what you had to say, Mr. Judge. You came and you filled in and you was judging. I said, okay, so he said he ain't judging. He want to come back and get in this competition. Let me see what he got going. Bro, listen. I think no disrespect to no other poet, I'm just a performer. So you performed that, you delivered that, you kept me engaged. I think the slam just started. So with that being said, man, that's an 8.8 for me. Thanks.
Let's go. 8.8. Kimberly Stewart.
I was like, he's back. From where? Because I know I'm bad with names and people and faces and people and faces and names. But dang, I would have remembered him. I was like, I don't, that was my birthday week. I was on the turn up in my bed, going to sleep with some popcorn. So that's why I don't remember you. I'm sorry. No, for real. Like, I was like, how he back and he didn't win? Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way that this man was ever here before, and he ain't got champ next to his name. So with all that being said, like, I think you were just warming up. Like, I could feel like this wasn't your best piece. I could feel, I feel like you are a professional, and you just introducing yourself to us. So it's very nice to meet you. My name is Kimberly Stewart. I am going to look forward to hearing you. I even packed some snacks for you. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a 9.5.
All right, 9.5. Let's go. All right, y'all. We hitting that Poets roll. You know how it go. Black Chakra kicking us off. Okay.
Chakra don't be playing, bro.
Granted, you're definitely the best I've heard in this competition so far. Begrudgingly, I do like your piece. Begrudgingly. It was an 8.4 on the board for a very long time. I was like, you need like 2 more great lines. The Jacob line, no pun intended, because my name is Jacob. I was like, okay. That biblical reference, that was well written. Yeah, it started to pick up at the end of the poem. I like it. You should definitely be moving forward. I'd like to see you in this competition continuing. So 8.7. Yeah, you got it.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. Cassandra is free.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I love the poem. I definitely love the poem. You hear a lot of dad poems, and sometimes they all sound the same. This one did not. So thank you for that. Kept my attention the whole time. I also wrote down the Jacob Esau line as well, because that, even though it was towards the end, that one I said, oh, and how you ended it with, I don't need you because my real dad is in the seat anyway. I was like, all right, okay. My overall score was a 9. I love the poem.
That's what's up, 9. All right, Chef.
Strongest of the night so far. I'm gonna keep that consistent. I'm gonna give you an 8.5. You are an editor away from a 9, because several times during the poem I was like, oh, you said a lot of words that didn't need to be here, and they made it less smooth and less pleasing to the ear. But an 8.5 still means this was the strongest poem I got so far. So yeah, dog, look forward to seeing you next week, man. Iron those out. I want a 9 next time.
Let's go.
Write that number in a minute.
Let's go, y'all. Listen, this show, this night is warming up. I'm hoping it's going to get a little hotter, y'all. Y'all give it up for the next poet. Her name, Kay Soleil. Let's go.
I used to hate the color yellow. To everyone around me, yellow was a reminder of warm rays. The beating of the sun massaging the skin in ways Mother Earth could never. But I hated it. I hated how it made me look. I was more noticeable in yellow. People could see that I was a darkened shade of purple. People could see that my skin did not match the hue that my fair tone mother held, yellow. And I purple. Akin to a prune and a direct reflection of the father whose absence made any other color but black feel like needles were poking away at my skin, each prick representing the years I went thinking looking like him was a curse. As a child, I used to play hide and seek with daylight. I'd sit under the shade and watch everyone else play because God knows Black people are quick to say, man, I ain't trying to go darker today, yellow. Like that tube top I wore that one day. My ex looked me right in my eye and told me, you look like a hooker, you might want to take it off. And I did. Smiled with the tint of hurt in my eyes as I slipped it off and let it travel down my spine. I never wore that tube top again, yeah. I used to hate the color yellow. But I think what I really hated was myself. But now, thinking of the color yellow starts my day. You ever hear colors? Ever taste colors? Absorb colors? I have. Now yellow reminds me of Saul Williams in Slam. He said, my black gold like bees. Now I love yellow like the Fur from my first puppy, I named him Snuggles. Curls that match mine, poodle top kids, little black girl with skin like cocoa butter yellow. Like the nickname he gave me. He spoke French, so when he said it rolled off his tongue real slow, like honey. He called me Mon Soleil, my sun, yellow, like Beyonce's lemonade dress that swung so freely as it bypassed shattered glass, yellow, like fall leaves dancing just for my birthday, cupcakes in November, Scorpio poison running through my veins. The sky is always brighter in autumn, yellow, like how summer feels, yellow, like the tang I used to mix in my Nana's kitchen. Standing on my tiny tippy toes, stretching to reach the countertops, the powdered sugar that made water taste, oh, so sweet, tang, that sat in the kitty cups we used to take from restaurants. Yellow, jaune, amarillo, llano, giallo. Yeah, I used to take the color yellow. Ashe.
All right. Yellow. I can dig it. All right, Uno, it's on you.
Yellow. Quesole, thank you for being here. Thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. Your delivery was at first I was sad. I was like, oh man, she didn't. And then you flipped it up, and then you were Berkey, and it caught me, and it was a journey. It took me on a journey. Your pen is smooth. I like it. Simple. You didn't try to over talk or get too heady, and I appreciate it. 8.5. Thank you.
All right, 8.5. Kimberly Stewart.
Well, I mean, hello. Hi. How are you? You're beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are absolutely stunning. And I'm not just talking about your face, although that is like a 10. Okay. You, like Houston, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The girl did not come to play. She didn't come to play no games. So I'm just going to give you this, and hopefully it makes you mad, because I love when women get mad, because then we have to prove a point. I did not feel with you like I did with the previous poet that you were warming us up. I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that this is not your best piece. I hope that you prove me so wrong. I'm going to be like eating socks, because we already know I love to eat, but socks are not on the menu, okay? So that's what I'm hoping. And you did that. Like, you did that. You told a story. You took us on a journey. Like, when you were like, but now I love it. I was like, okay, I love yellow too, girl. My hair is yellow. Yes, okay. So with all that being said, I'm going to do this. But listen, you better make it worth my while. I'm going to give you a 9.5 too, boo.
All right, 9.5. Y'all, we hitting that Poets Row, kicking it off with Black Chakra. Let's go. Wow.
Your poem sounds very nice. You're a very amazing reader. As someone who teaches class, I would love for you to come and read to a class. However, as far as the type of work that you're going to have to put in front of people to beat some of the poems that I've heard, you're going to have to come harder than. Your poem has a subtle transition. It's a nice drop of emotion, but I felt nothing when the emotion switched. A poem is supposed to evoke a feeling. I heard what you were going through, but I didn't feel what you were going through. That has to translate in the emotion, and it has to translate in the writing. And as far as the writing goes, the writing wasn't poor. I don't think it's a shitty poem or anything. I just think that I don't think it's a bad poem or anything. I just don't think that there's nothing in it that excites the ears yet. And you got to work on that for these next couple weeks.
All right. Hey, let's keep it moving.
For sure.
Cassandra is free.
All right. So first of all, yes, voice. The voice was very very soothing. So if it was like, say, a poetry reading or something, I would have been 100% in. The delivery was still great, trust me. But for the poem that you wrote, the delivery was exactly what it was supposed to be. But I would have wanted a little bit more of a oomph with the delivery to really keep my attention, even when you did the snap. But now I like Yellow. It was a transition and it switched over to the next part of the poem, but it didn't grab me like I think it should have grabbed me. So I would go back, and if you wanted to edit it a little bit just to kind of put the energy in and kind of make the transition really work the way that I think you can make it work, I would say go back and look at it for that. You did have a couple of lines that I like the playing hide and seek with daylight. That resonated with me. You're gonna get black out there. That was something that I heard growing up as well. So that definitely resonated with me. Overall, for the poem and the delivery, I gave a 7.5.
All right, 7.5. All right, Chev, it's on you.
Let's see here. Voice and delivery sounded smooth. The writing was very clean. So I know that there was editing done, but I learned that you like Yellow now, but I had no idea why. Like, I just now heard all the positive thoughts and positive perspective, but I don't know what changed in order to bring you this way. So I didn't come this way with you. I just now got a perky person where I had a sad person the first half of this poem. And I was waiting to hear a couple of moments in the poem that were really all encompassing. I think the one I got was, I thought I hated the color yellow, but I really just hated myself. I kind of needed a few more moments in the poem where the cleverness doesn't just come from a reference that is personable, but something that is thoughtful and that is poignant and that makes me feel why you would have this change in yourself, as opposed to just like you walked into a room sad, you walked out of a room happy. I don't know what the hell they said to you in there. I'm gonna go 7.8.
All right, 7.8.
Hey,
let's go, y'all.
Jay.
Before we go to the next poet, I do want to thank Holmes, Lindsay. Appreciate the cash app. My man dropped. So listen, I'm shouting you out. If you go ahead and put a little tip in the jar, I'll give you a shout out. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Uno, what's
Jay,
up, man?
Quick question for you. I want to make sure that we all on the same page. How is the scoring done?
The scoring is done on a 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the greatest poem you've ever heard. We do drop the highest and the lowest, so the biggest points you can get is 30 tonight. So all the judges that you hear, the feedback is great, but the highest score and the lowest score is dropped. The most any poet can get tonight is a 30. All right. So y'all, with that being said, we about to keep this show rolling. Y'all give it up for my man, Devon Anthony, y'all. All right, it's on you. Let's go.
Master manipulator. Now, this is what she perfected. And I didn't pay attention to my worst life lesson. Because I knew that was something. Because as she started confessing, she was entertaining individuals, showing no affection. She started playing the field. Someone caught the interception. Then she said I was the reason. Funny, she's neglected. Because when you point a finger, there are 3 that are pointing back in your direction. She wasn't examining. No, she was experimenting. Because she crushed my breastplate where my heart was protected. I was still breathing through the autopsy, my body part dissected. I crossed over. I was at the pearly gate entrance, snapped back to reality, my soul injected. I was walking to the white light. They revived by surprise. I survived the demise, but then my body took a toll. No words had been said. Made a cross on my head, left me dead on the bed, and then my heart got cold. So then I seen her again after we called it quits. But I respond, just like she don't exist. My brain took the pain. And then I start to wonder, is that my CT showing one side darker than the other? Because there was times on my timeline like, yeah, she was a part of me. But now there seems to be a block of the artery. I can't feel my fingers. My pulse started drifting. She checks for a beat, but I have no rhythm. So we said goodbye during my last breath. I'm trying to find out why she came back. Just pay your respects. You could put me with the others, like the ones that didn't make it. They're toe tag, they naked, their bodies are refrigerated, and now I'm numb. So to everyone who's trying to show affection, I'm so cold with a different complexion. And in this new environment, I try to adapt. But her coming back won't change the thermostat. I'm cold. Thank you.
That boy said he cold. Okay.
Cold. Whoa.
Let's go.
I'm cold.
Hold up on you. What you think?
I'm cold. Devin, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. I'm a performer, so I do look big on performance. You caught me. I was in there. I was with you. I was riding. I died on the table. My breastplate was crushed when she left us too. When she checked for the beat, I was with you. But it got a little rhymey for me. I'm a rapper, so it felt like a rap to me. It was ABC 1, 2, 3, and from what I've been hearing from these poets, it's that penmanship. That penmanship is crazy. So I ain't gonna talk your head off. I'm gonna give you 7.5, but I look forward to seeing some more from you, bro.
All right, 7.5. All right, let's go, Kimberly Stewart.
All right. Okay, Devon. Did I say it right? Is it Devon? Okay, so 2 things. I'm the image chick. Get here early so you can get your camera right. Second thing, get your lighting right. Because one thing about you is that your face helps to tell your story. You know what I'm saying? And like I was watching you and you're a little washed out. That has nothing to do with, it has a lot to do with, but not all the way. So just get here so you can get your lighting and your camera and stuff right. Get a better light. Do something. This is showtime. You know what I mean? And unlike being in person at a slam where the people who are putting on the slam are responsible for the mood, you here today on this poetry slam, it's all you, buddy. It's all you. So you got to give it all to us. You got to think it all the way through. Other than that, I was feeling you. I was following you. And then the rhyming for me was just like, I was like, why are we doing this? Like every time you did it, I was like, no. Why? Because the poem was good. And I just was like, stop it. Like, I just wanted to shake you up a little bit and tell you to stop it. Like, use a different word. Do something else. And I need you to do something else because you got some things to say. And yeah, I feel like you could be really dope. And I feel like this competition is about to make you better. Like, I'm excited to see your journey, but you're going to have to pull it hard because these writing, the writing prompts are going to challenge you. So come with it. And with all of that being said, I'm going to give you a 7.3.
All right, 7.3. All right, y'all. We're on that poets row. Okay. 4.
Angel winging off of what they said. I want to correct something. Not that the 2 judges before me said anything wrong, but I want a little more specificity. There is nothing wrong with rhyming in your poem. Rhyming can be great. Rhyming can be immaculate. We all listen to hip hop music and songs that rhyme. We all love rhyme. Rhyming isn't the problem. The problem with rhyme is when it's predictable. She broke my heart. I felt it from the start. I rip apart. When that happens, when you can predict the rhyme, it then feels like you're running into a rhythmic wall. That's what they're commenting on, not the fact that you were rhyming. Trust me, I have built empires on rhyme. It's the way that you're rhyming. But the rhyming didn't bother me as much. I mean, it was definitely a thing for me. There should be experiment in your rhyming. But for me, it was you have a great voice. You have an immaculate voice. Play with the inflections of that voice. Do something with tonation. The poem was just read on this one note. I mean, if you're like, she broke my heart, I'm just like, you don't sound like it. I want to see she caved my chest in. I want to hear it. I want to feel it and stuff like that. And because I didn't feel anything as before.
All right. Some good feedback. Let's keep it going. Cassandra is free.
All right, I'm gonna give you my score first. It's a 6.5. So my mother, who is 68 years old, will talk to me sometimes out of the blue, and she'll just start in the middle of the story. And I kind of felt like that happened. I feel like you kind of started in the middle of the poem. I was lost in me. I had to catch up to what you were saying immediately. It took me a second to realize you were talking about what you were talking about. Good poem, nevertheless. Trust me. I like the writing on it. I feel like even with the rhyminess, like there was part of me in artery and toe tag, naked, refrigerator. Like I caught on to some of the things you were saying. Some of them were predictable, yes. But it helped the flow better, I think, sometimes when you rhyme. So that's actually okay. But I just felt like the poem started in the middle, like maybe re-edit and work on the introduction to it a little bit more so that you got to get me immediately. You got to get me with that first line, and that didn't happen here. So that's where the 6.5 came in.
All right, 6.5. All right, Chef, it's on you.
It's popping. I felt like I wanted to enjoy it more than I did, which isn't to say I didn't. I just wanted to enjoy it more. Like, I heard cold, but I felt dry. And I think just honestly agreeing with what the other judges were saying, it got predictable at points. And when we're going to get predictable and simultaneously keep our vocal inflection and like emotional inflections all on the same note, we put a really large amount of pressure on the pen, on the bars, on like the lyrical acrobatics that have to be taken place because we are not doing it any other favors. So I'm gonna go 6'8" like Bron James, and I'm gonna say, if you gonna give me too cool for school, if you gonna sit back, you know what I'm saying, I feel like you might spit half your stuff puffing a cigar and, you know, just blowing the smoke in somebody's face like, yeah, like I'm watching 1990s hip hop. All right, cool. Spit then. And I know you can. Spit then.
For sure.
6.8.
Let's go, 6.8. Y'all, it looks like the next poet that's supposed to hop up is having technical difficulties. I'm back here running production. So we go give her a chance to kind of get some things together. So we go keep the show rolling, just like we do around here. Y'all give it up for Angelic Creations. Let's go.
America, don't make it a murderous place to live, where we have been systematically programmed from the start and passed it along to our kids. Now, we have a long history of abusing people, the environment, and the political system. So my brothers and sisters, I ask you why. Why are we so surprised at this rise of crime that have kept us high on our Willie lynching ways that have kept us enslaved to this day? Thoughts twerking and lurking for butt shots filled with poison that can kill you on the spot. Oh, she thinks she's hot. Not. When Sarah Bartman's beautiful full-figure body was put on display in a disgraceful way due to their racist tactics that still exist to this day. Do you know who you really are? Our queens were pioneers in this game. But you see, their history tries to erase them from our brain, leaving an unknown stain of ignorance filled with Christopher Columbus and Harry Potter lies, stripped of their contributions and identification. Zora Neale Hurston, Frances Cress, the miraculous cells of Henrietta Lacks, whose cells were stolen by doctors in 1951 to analyze, and surprise, her cells are still alive today. Helped to develop the polio vaccine and research for cancer and AIDS. But you see, there was no family compensation while her cells are spread all throughout this nation, America. Don't make it a murderous place to live. who will pretend to give a, as long as you have enough bucks, cash, or grass. So I teach in class, you know I had to ask, what are your future goals in life? One student said a wrestler. Another said a doctor. My nephew said a basketball player. Excuse me, I was on a roll. Until another student stood up and said, I want to be alive. He said he just wants to be alive. You see, now I cannot let this slide. Because see, in my neighborhood, by the age of 5, more kids are traumatized and desensitized, walking over yellow tape on their first day of school. We were expecting to pay full attention, sit up straight, and not act out of schools. Well, they deserve a chance to live too. So after school, this student and I advise a plan to scholar this scholar with scholarships to college. No definite guarantees, but you see, he has a much better chance of not getting his wig pushed back by a badge or some dude posted up on the ad who meant to hit but missed and clipped the pretty young girl coming home from Sunday school. Can you see her? She used to have on an all-white dress. Now it is all red. Can you see her? So please think twice before you load that next clip. America, don't make it a murderous place to live. Who will gladly give you a uniform, prescription drugs, and a residency and a weapon to help represent where you live. Fighting for a cause you don't quite understand, but you see those skilled media representatives that help you understand. How seeing the dead faces of men, women, and children on the battlefield is a necessity, but not as important as the murders that are committed right here in New York City. You know, J.O. speaks, it amazes me. How we have Chicago Fire and PE for the whole world to admire on Hulu and regular TV. But you see, they'll never shown the real war zones on every block where there's a hot spot that you cannot cross without fearing for your life. Yet, when one of us are hit with a uniform clip, we sing a different song that's tuned to be played out because that was my dude and I'm going to go all out for street clout while another family mourns. A mother, a brother, a whole community is torn. So please, put the phone down for a second. Have a conversation face to face. You just might be able to save a life. For we are still one big Black family, and it still takes a village to raise a child upright. After all, America is our home. We built this. Thank you.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. She talked to us, didn't she? Uno, it's on you.
Elite Creations. Thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. But your performance, you was in there, mama. You came in that thing. You stood up. You kept me engaged. You talked down at me. You pointed to me. I felt like, damn, I'm sitting on the sofa and my baby mama mad at me. And she just, like, as soon as I walked in the door, you just came. And let me tell you something. Like, you came at a 10. I was like, I don't know. Should I just, like, I don't know what to do. I had to ask J.O., can I still produce in the back? So I was scared to move, mama. So I'm looking forward to seeing a little more inflection and a little softness. I know the piece required you to be on a 10, but you never came down from a 10 at all. But the penmanship was good. I got your message, and I appreciate your message. With that being said, I'll give you an 8. Look forward to seeing you next week.
8. That's what's up. Kimberly Stewart.
Okay, this mute button and me, we not vibing today. So Angelic, listen, I'm praying to the Black baby Jesus for arms like yours. Okay. Your arms, like what the deuce, like you fit, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was mesmerized. I was like, dang, she fit. Okay, anywho, straight up, I'm gonna tell you why I was like literally paying attention to your arms and not your poem. It was a good poem, and you performed it really, really, really well. But I've heard it before. Like, this is the same poem that I've been hearing since I did poetry. And That was many, many moons ago.
I can't wait to hear some of that.
It was so long ago, you guys. And you know, and I was just like, I was waiting for the new. I'm gonna tell you where you caught me. And it wasn't the poem, it's just the reality. You caught me in the reality of what you were speaking of when you stood up and you said, the little boy just said he wanted to be alive. You put that in a really good place. However, then you went on way too long after that. Like, that should have been wrapping it up, because nothing you said after that gave us any more than what you said before that. It literally was like the same thing on both halves of the poem. And so I didn't really have to listen. So I'm like looking at your arms and I'm like, she's fit. Like, what I need to do? Uno, you got some tips? Don't make me feel like that, because your performance level is pretty dope. I feel like, again, like our last poet, this slam is going to make you better. And I pray your pen is this dope when you are presented with new things to write about. So if you take anything from what I'm saying, take away that when you get the prompts, okay, don't revert back into the old things. There's been too many poets in front of you who done did this already. You got to find a new perspective. Okay, so I'm being really, really harsh, but I really, really like you. And it's not just your arms. I just really like you. So I'm gonna give you. Listen, Uno. Listen.
What?
I did my lipstick extra pretty today, so I get to talk. Okay. But I'm gonna give you a 7.9, my love.
All right, 7.9. Y'all, we on that poets row. I ain't gotta say no more. Lex Chakra. Okay.
First thing I would like to say is thank you for writing about what you've written about. The Black struggle is a very important thing to talk about. And no matter how many times it is talked about, it's always important to hear these things, because the systematic oppression that we are going through is ever present. And I appreciate any artist who takes their time to not write about their personal life or fluff, to write about our struggle. So I'd first like to say thank you. Second, Kimberly is absolutely right. I have heard all those sentiments before. It is okay to talk about these things, but you have to tread new ground. You have to create a new idea out of what you're saying. There was a lot. I was like, I saw that coming from a mile away, because it's been done. And you're not a bad writer. You're just cliche. And cliche ain't always bad, but in your point. But the reason you have a 7.2 and not a 3 is because you are an incredible performer. I don't think your rhyming is even better than the other dude who went up. But your flow, the way you put that together, you are a monster performer. I want to see you move on. And I want you with writing that matches that amazing performance. Your presence is incredible. Your shifts to the camera, it was almost pro wrestler-like. I just want you to know that. Yeah, you have a 7.2 from me. Thank you for what you talked about. But different perspective.
Let's go. 7.2. We're gonna keep it going. Cassandra is free.
Okay, so some of the notes that I wrote was that the poem was everywhere. I felt like you definitely could have made that into 2 poems because it was long. Because this is a subject that, I mean, I have many poems on this topic, because you can keep talking about it, please. I felt like you were one tone the whole time, and sometimes that will make your listener kind of like fall back a little bit. So maybe work on, I think somebody said earlier, Uno said work on the inflection a little bit. I agree with that as well. My major critique, I didn't like the 2-second singing in the beginning. I didn't think that was needed for the poem. I feel like with that poem, you really could have just gone in, because that couple of seconds of singing kind of threw me off for a second. The poem itself, the delivery itself, the energy in it, I loved, and I ended up with a 7.5.
All right, 7.5. All right, Chev.
Passionate performance. Important poem. It's just that I agree with others when I say it's a really important poem that being from not even one but two inner cities, like I'm from Queens, New York, and moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and have done poetry for like the last several years. So I have heard, seen, written, felt, thought, read, been told every single thing that just occurred in that poem several times in my life, to the point where I knew what that little boy said when you stood up, and I have never met him at all. And for that reason, I'm going to go 6.9, because the special thing about the Black struggle, the special thing about inequality in general, but specifically the Black struggle, is because it is still happening, there are still going to be new things to say about it and new ways to understand it, because it is still happening right now. And we all feel that, and we all know that. So if we had the perspective that was going to bring about change already, we'd have already brought about change, which means there should be an endless pursuit of the perspective that will do that. And this was not part of that pursuit. This was a regurgitation of after school specials and spoken word artists and old soapbox speeches. And your voice and the amount you care, that I can see you care, would be an amazing help if you just keep searching for that idea and that perspective and then tell it to us, because we'll listen.
For sure. All right, share with the 6.9 Angelic Creations. Ma, I appreciate you so much. Awesome job. We're going to put you backstage, and y'all, we're going to keep this thing going. Y'all, it was a little bit of technical difficulties, but we figured it out. Y'all put your emojis in the comments. Give it up for our next poet, Goddess Warrior, the poet. Let's go.
Yo, I be charging after goals like a running back. And ain't no running back with my end zone be inbound. Guaranteed to score when I touch down. See, I be bursting through my struggles, hurdling over fears, stiff arming these haters as I sprint for my career. Got a few linebackers making sure my way gets cleared, relentlessly backing me, so ain't no holding them. And ain't no stopping my drive. I'm running for all my family that died. You don't know death till you've looked them in the eyes. Through me, they stay alive. I'm following an ancestral guide. They tell me, go and get them, Lady Di. My nickname as a child. They say run for your destiny, child. So I'm running after it like I did as a child. But guess who's it now? You better catch me if you can. I've been set back too many times. Let them set me back again. Fake lovers and fake friends. They playing the game to pretend. I'm playing to win. Had too many losses before I even began. And I done ran through a lot. But tell me, how can I lose when my first coach is God? My life too uneven not to be a little odd, but I beat the odds. They said my ex still love me. I told them send them my regards, well wishes and emoji hearts, because that's the only love I got for something so equally odd. Success is hard, but being trapped in your feelings won't take you too far. So I be sidestepping and juking past the bullshit, holding on to this poetry pigskin tightly in my grip. And the only way I fumble is to drop the ball on my own gift. See, I believe in me now, with or without an applause from the crowds. Because what truly matters most is the people that genuinely show you love when ain't no crowds around. See, I need people who don't mind helping to turn the game around. You know, run and block so we can reach the goal line instead of blocking my path and wasting my time. Because I'm blitzing the field to these goals and going for the extra two. You'll never catch me off sides. No matter how petty they get, I never cross the line. I just keep my head down and blow right past they ass. They tried to pull me down with the face mask, but that didn't stop my reign. Instead, it gave me more power just to Move the chains. No need for unnecessary roughness when you play hard and stick to the rules of the game. Offensive coordination is mandated, but it's the way you defend that shall determine if you lose or if you win. So I'm charging after goals like a running back. Ain't no running back when my end zone be inbound. Guaranteed to score when I touch down. See, I be bursting through my struggles and I'm hurtling over fears. Stiff arming these haters as I sprint for my career. And watch me keep making this shit look easy, no matter how hard it is.
All right. We had a few languages, but Uno.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I forgot about the profanity. My bad, y'all.
Your sound. Uno, your sound.
Appreciate your piece. Thank you for being here. Y'all listen. I'm scared. That's 2 in a row. Y'all yelling at me. I'm a little I don't know what to do. But nah, for real, your piece was nice. I appreciate the passion person. But I'm also a football coach. I'm a football dad. I've been in football. So when you do a little football piece that you use that as metaphors, make sure you know the positions, what they do. Linebackers, they're not gonna block for you. They're gonna come knock you out on the blitz. So just make sure you just have your word play together for me. With that being said, even I was gonna shoot you with an 8, right? But you hit the language barrier 4 times. So I got to take a little bit off of that. So I'm gonna take you down to a 7.5. I appreciate you.
All right, 7.5.
I think he heard me wrong too. I said I got a few linebackers making sure my way gets clear, and linebackers do open up a path for the runner to run through.
They don't. Linebackers are linebackers that tackle. The defensive line open up a path for the linebackers to make the tackle. Sorry, love.
All right. Kimberly Stewart, it's on you.
I'm the sports chick. I watch every game. I was like, wait a minute. What kind? We talking about European football? What we talking about? I was a little confused myself. I was like, okay. So, and listen, that kind of thing happens when you're literally one note. I need y'all to read the room. A couple of things. One, you can't forget rules. Because if you came up in the game like I did, if you forgot rules, they turn the mic off. And it just so happens that J.O. is a nice Christian man who loves everybody. And so he didn't shut you down. But you come up on some of these worldly poetry slams and you don't pay attention to their rules, they will turn the lights off and the mic. Period. And ain't nobody's feelings going to be hurt but yours. So the professionalism for all the poets, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to future poets. I'm talking to anybody who's going to play this or listen to this playback. Don't let them put me in the production room, because y'all, I'll be bleep, bleep, bleep. Your whole poem would have been jacked up. Don't let me do it, okay? And I'm a little rude too. I'm sweetheart, but I'm rude. I almost took the mic off mute, like again, like for real, like. But this is a competition, y'all. Y'all have to read the room and y'all have to listen. I know you had some technical difficulties, so I'm going to give you a little leeway on this part, but ain't no way the judges should be saying the same thing to like 4 or 5 different poets about inflections and being at one note and this and that and the third over and over. Multiple judges have said it. And then, yeah, y'all got to, this is a competition. You got to make changes as you're going. So with all of that, I will tell you, your pen is nice, right? You just got to know what you're talking about. Okay. So you got a coach and you got a sports chick sitting right here. And it It ain't. So with all that, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you a 6.5.
All right, 6.5. All right, Black Chakra, it's on you.
These judges are so mean. Oh my God, Kimberly. Oh no, good Lord, that I felt that those were such
mean. Okay, I'm done.
You're such mean in your critiques. Look, so I'm going to be very honest. I don't watch football enough to be as mad as they are. That being said, they are teaching a very valuable lesson that I think is extremely important. And you never know who your judges are because they like, that ain't the right term for that. And I'm like, I don't care. But that's why they're not wrong. They're very right. And like, especially what Kimberly said about who's in the room and who's listening. However, I liked the poem. I did. I'm not ashamed to like it. I like who I want. You can't take that from me. I did like the poem, though. I thought I didn't think the vocal inflections were that bad. I hope the Cole brother is watching this. Your poem does a thing with simple rhyme and delivery that I think that's what we wanted from him. I enjoyed the delivery. I enjoyed the energy. Now I bow to Kimberly and Uno as far as the references. Y'all know more than me. Respect. I gotta get at to them as far as the references. But hey, you was talking that talk, and I don't know. Maybe I watched too much Smack. I was enjoying it, and I gave you an extra 0.3 for the cursing because you weren't supposed to, and then you did it again. You so shouldn't do that because they really can cut off the camera. But I did laugh, so I was like, oh, you don't even care about the rules. It was great for me. So 8.6.
All right, Cassandra is free.
I like what I want. Give me a minute. Don't make me come behind him no more. So my score first and foremost was at 8 because the poem was, I love the poem, but I have heard, and this is what we're supposed to be basing it on, is it the best poem you ever heard? I have heard better football analogy poems. I have. So for that reason, it's an 8, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it was written very well. I am going to say something about the cursing only because you knew it was a rule because you said, oh, I forgot. So just in person, especially, I would hate because I feel like you are a contender. I would hate for you to ever go to a slam and be disqualified for forgetting or missing one of the rules. That's the silliest thing to be disqualified for in a slam, because I broke a rule, so now I'm not in it anymore. Especially when you have the level of writing that you have, which was dope. So my overall score again was an 8, and I did like the poem.
For sure. All right, Chev, it's on you.
This is the first time all slam I felt energy actually come through the screen that didn't feel forced, manufactured. Like I can tell you shake a room up for real. So thank you for that. We got the sports shit. We got the football coach. I played football and did, you know what I'm saying? Wide receiver. I was supposed to make a running back's way clear if they got far enough. I was supposed to, but sometimes I want the pass. Sometimes I want the ball. Maybe this DB gets through and makes a tackle. We need another down. Maybe I won't score. I'm just playing. You know what I'm saying? We team players out here. But with that said, there is a discipline to making sure all the references always check out, even if it's just one. There is a discipline to knowing the rules of the room you are in. Cause like we could have kids right next to me, and I done promised them they wasn't gonna be no cussing, and now somebody's mom is chewing me out because I booked the poet and I said no cousin, but they said college, and now I've got to explain all that. So I'm rewarding the energy. I'm pulling back from the one football reference, but the rest of them was solid. The cursing ain't my job. It ain't my job. I'm gonna look the other way. I'm not big on snitching. I'm not big on the police. You know, I let the other people do that. So I'm gonna go 8.6 as well. I'm gonna go 8.6 as well.
All right. 8.6, y'all. All right, make sure y'all keep it clean. I think we poets, we can say what we need to say without the language, y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all, we about to keep this show rolling. Put your hands together for none other than Lady Joshua.
Now, like most Black children across the diaspora, I have no idea who Boo Boo the Fool is. I don't know if Boo Boo is a him or a her. I don't know who named them Boo Boo or why they are considered a fool. I wonder if their name is just Boo Boo, or maybe their name is Boo Boo the Fool, kind of like how a Tribe Called Quest is called a Tribe Called Quest. But most of all, I wonder why my mama believes that I think she is this mysterious Boo Boo. Oh, you must think I'm Boo Boo the Fool. She still asks me to this day, although I am a full-grown adult and no longer afraid of the switch that she used to keep in her kitchen, but I still say an emphatic no, mostly because I still have no clue who that even is, but I can tell you who it ain't, and that's my mama. My mama ain't Boo Boo the Fool because she's played the fool too many times and she's heard it all before. My mama ain't no fool and she wasn't raising none either. Scorned and disappointed too many times to count, my mama refuses to be a fool. Won't let any more men wipe their feet on her back. No more letting things slide. My mama ain't Boo Boo the Fool, but she is bitter. And we all know that bitterness is just a byproduct of pain, a side effect of sadness. It's a bunch of disappointments rolled up into a big ball that sits in the pit of your stomach and infects the rest of your body like a cancer. My mama's bitterness ain't nothing but a broken heart. And when you are bitter and brokenhearted and raising daughters, you don't give them any other options besides hard truths. Ain't no use in crying over spilt milk. You better suck it up. You ain't got no friends, and the world doesn't care about your tears. Telling childhood me that I just needed to get over it. Giving us what she called her bought lessons early. Number 1, all men lie. Number 2, all men will leave you. Number 3, no man is ever really single. Number 4, all men cheat. She is a woman who believes that having the upper hand is how you have a successful relationship, and silent treatment and death stares is how you get your way. She consciously spilled her bitterness and brokenness onto my sisters and onto me because she wasn't raising no fools. Now, I can't say who my mother was before the world broke her heart. Don't know of any dreams of a Prince Charming riding in to save the day, but I do know it was enough for my mother to decide to never be another damsel in distress. My mama ain't Boo Boo the Fool, but she is bitter. Filled with regret over the road not traveled, but we all know the road to hell is paved with good intentions. She only meant well. She only wanted to be loved, betrayed by my father, my sister's father before him, and who knows how many men in between. My mama was looking for love in the places we all look. I can't count how many times she probably painted her face and did her hair, only be left out in the rain, crying the tears of a clown. How many times she got her hopes up just to be let down, and I probably never will. I don't even know when she got this way or if the bitterness will ever end, but I know my mama, she ain't one of my little friends. She ain't putting up with nobody's toxic masculinity. She ain't believing no lies, and she ain't holding out hope for no happy endings. Now, I can't tell you who my mama would have been had the world been kinder to her. Can't tell you who my mama should have been had she been given a real chance. I can't even tell you who my mama could have been had her forgotten dreams come true. And my mama is bitter, but I can tell you who my mama ain't, and that's Boo Boo the Fool. Thank you.
Okay. Boo Boo the Fool got you. Let's go. Uno, it's on you.
Lady Joshua, thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Boo Boo Fool grew up in my house. He was Boo Boo was there with me. Yes. That piece, I related to that piece because you just explained my mama to a T. All that was missing was some Canadian Mist in a cup and and some wacky tobacco in the L. Hey, man, you delivered that. You gave me some inflection. I related. I really enjoyed your piece. I enjoyed your piece. 9. Thank you.
Let's go. 9. Kimberly Stewart.
Listen, lady. You don't know me. You don't know me. You know, this is why this piece resonated with me. I strived hard not to be your mama. And so, way to go with being able to touch anybody where they are. Either people are going to listen to this poem and say that was their mama, or people, like my pastor would say, either say amen or ouch. And I got to say both. Because I realized when my kids were young, I was about to become exactly who you said your mama is. And so I had to snap myself out of that thing. But let me just tell you, honey, boo boo, kitten, pop pie, sweet darling love. First of all, I love your face. Because your face, first of all, is beautiful. You are absolute, your skin, like all of that, love it. But also your face tells your story. You were literally perplexed with who in the world Boo Boo the Fool was, and you knew that it wasn't your mama, even though you didn't know who he may be or she. So I love that. And I love your pen. And so, you know, you up there with my other top 2 poets tonight. So I'm gonna give you the same thing. I'm gonna give you a 9.5.
All right, 9.5. Let's go. All right, we're on that poets roll. Let's go. That's crazy. 8.4.
You're almost there. I don't have any critiques. The poem was very well written. The beginning could have been a little shorter, but the poem was very well written. You made the point. There was an emotional connection. I'm Black. I have a mother. I also have heard of this Boo Boo the Fool. That being said, there's a place with emotional vulnerability that I wanted you to go in the performance. You didn't go there, but the poem is solid. You're a good writer. You're better than a good writer. You're a very exceptional writer. I just want you to emote more in the performance. You don't deserve an 8.4. You deserve a 9 point something, but I'm giving you an 8.4 because I want you to be upset enough to give me that performance. But you're an amazing writer.
Let's go. 8.4. Let's keep it rolling. Cassandra is free.
All right. My score, I'm gonna give you the score first for this one, which was a 9. The poem obviously was relatable because everybody has a mother or a mother figure. But a lot of times with mama poems, with mother poems, they write solely to the strength of their mother, which is okay because I've done that definitely. But you wrote to the weakness of a mother, which as a mother, sometimes we need to know that it's okay to not always be perfect, not always be what society says is this wonderful mother. Sometimes we are weak, sometimes we slip. And to put that in a poem was clever, but it was also necessary, and I appreciated it. So my score was a 9.
That's what's up. Good feedback. All right, Chev, it's on you.
So we're gonna talk about mothers. Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a. I'm kidding. She was right. All men do lie. I'm actually gonna give it an 8.8.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna give it an 8.8 because this was the most complete poem I got today. This was the first time an artist actually introduced a poem today as though we weren't already in the middle of it for some reason. Like, you actually could have just walked on stage. I was talking to my neighbor and, you know what I'm saying, just chit-chatting, and I would have shut up and listened to your poem and not felt like a jolt of, did I miss something? Like, what's going on? Like, I actually walked in at the beginning of the movie this time, and I appreciate you for that. I'm gonna have to agree with Chakra. There was a moment where this was one like iota of depth from a 9. Just one little moment where you understood and mom understood, or you really went through something that hammered things home, and we all just got to sit in it, because I love it when poems combine things that can make you laugh and cry, because I think those are our most complete days. You know, they used to say, you know, you gotta laugh, cry, love, all that in a single day. And if I can do that in a single poem, then you can complete me by breakfast. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That mean I get time to go do nothing. So thank you. I'm gonna give you the 8.8, cause next week I want to see all that done again, but better. It's complete. So there's no weakness to pull up. Just do the whole thing, just push it up a little more. And it's gonna be a long month for everybody else.
Let's go, man. Y'all, we at the tail end of the show. We got the last 3 poets. Lady Joshua, I appreciate you. Awesome job. We're gonna slide you backstage. Y'all, put your hands together, put the flames, the emojis in the comment section. Y'all give it up for Prince, the poet. Let's go.
All right. See, I tell a baby girl, listen. See, I want to penetrate your thoughts. Meaning I want your mind until you come to your senses. See, I want to have you exposed, but not sexually, more mentally, because I want the raw nudity of your ideas to be what attracts me. And actually, while I'm asking, is there any chance that I can swim them in the wonderful warmth of your waterfalls as we get your creative juices starting to flow? And while you're dripping knowledge, I'll lick every inch and every crevice. Tell you to relax, take my hand as we take things slow. Because see, I want to find and define the reasons of your overthinking. I want the mere essence of your presence that you decide to bless me with to keep me up at all hours of the night as we debate, contemplate, conversate, converse on all the things that mean the most to you. Because I want just the 2 of us building castles in the sky. I love to evolve to a level like that, because how his love teach them how to fly. See, I want to build more than just the vibe. I want to build a connection, something that can last a lifetime, something that you would feel even if I was all the way out in Toronto. But what I don't want is one of those mere moments that last until tomorrow. You know, those one night stands with my goofy behind end up leaving my wallet on your nightstand and you calling me and we having that awkward conversation. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not. No. I'm Prince. Poet.
Let's go. You're not trying to do all that. Uno, it's on you.
I ain't trying to do all that, little baby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do all that. Just lay down, baby. Let's get this right. Prince, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Bro, listen, bro. If I sounded like Barry White mixed with Chris Brown or somebody, bro, I would do but you got to be able to use that delivery, bro. That you got the voice, bro. You got to just give me a little more confidence, and I definitely love it. Your penmanship was good. I like the fact that you even had to think to a piece to make sure you kept it clean, and I respect that. That's gangster. With that being said, I want to see what you're gonna do, bro. Use your weapons, use your voice, use your delivery. Come on, bro. You seen the ladies in the comment saying, "Ooh, His voice. Use that, my boy. Use it. Hey.
All right. Hey, Kimberly Stewart.
So
look at him. See, I told you. Use it.
Yeah, like you fine. Like you fine. And then your voice is like real fine. Like real, yeah. You know? And I was so disappointed though. I was just like, unfortunately for you, you had to come after Lady Joshua. That was like the worst draw of the night for you. I don't even know what you was talking about. I don't even know. I was like, we having sex? What we doing? What happened? Oh, you don't want to leave like that? What happened? What? How we get here? Like, I'm confused. I don't even know what you said. I don't even. It was all monotone, and I was like, man, he fine. Like, it was like I don't even feel like I should even judge this. I feel like I went missing for the last 2.5, 3 minutes. I don't even know how long you were up here. And that's the thing. This is a competition. You can't let your competition take all the air out the room like that and then you not blow in some more air. Like, I was still with Lady Joshua. And I don't know. I mean, because you fine, I guess I'm gonna give you a 6.8.
All right, 6.8. All right. Black Chakra, it's on you.
Listen, I understand that I am a psychopath. I'm a stickler. I'm the type of person who likes to study lots of spoken word and learn anything about anything he's doing. I could never be a basketball player because I only know half the history of basketball and not the whole history. Knowing the history and understanding the colloquialisms and understanding the cliches of an art form that you're in is very important. I say that to say that I'm a sapiosexual poem, meaning I want to intellectually make love to your mind, girl poem has done about 7 billion times. And if you're going to do it, fine. Cliche is okay. But you have to add something new, and you did not. And the poem was too short. And you do have an amazing voice, Barry White. But in a competition like this, I ain't listening to voice. I'm listening to writing. I'm listening to point. I felt nothing. I can't feel nothing. This poem only appeals to 2 of your judges. There's only 2 women on here. Even if I'm the type of person who is a sapiosexual myself and attracted to women for their intellect, there's no vulnerability in it. It's like, yeah, I don't want to waste your time. It's like, okay, but there was my time. But yeah, read the room.
All right. Cassandra is free.
All right. The poem did not appeal to me. I'm just going to say that. You definitely have a wonderful speaking voice. I want to throw that out. You have a great speaking voice. I have heard the poem so many times before that I could have recited the poem with you. And it sounded like you were trying to sound deep instead of just writing. I'm being honest with you. When you slam, one of the benefits of having a draw and pulling a higher number is that you kind of get to hear the other poets that come before you. So you will be able to have, you should have a bag that you can draw from and be like, all right, this poem is not going to beat what just came up. So I'm not going to do this poem. I'm going to go a little bit harder right now because this is my one shot. And I feel like that did not happen. My score was a 5.
All right, 5. Chef.
Hey, y'all seen that freestyle that was going viral from like the dude from Abbott Elementary and Everybody Hates Chris, dude who played Chris? Y'all seen him when he was deep voice. He's like, I'm gonna lay in it. I'm gonna stay in it. Like, this is what I just got. Like, I just got that freestyle. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't believe a word you just said. I don't believe a single word you just said, because I've heard this poem 50 days, 14 hours, and I'm going to be burned until this poem return. and nothing was added. This is the poem you do when you told Shorty you do poetry and y'all about 21, 22. You bringing her to the open mic. You got a nice hookah, a nice drink, and you actually want to do something that is not sapio but just sexual. And none of us are going home with you this evening. I hope whoever heard the poem, I hope they did. And I hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful evening. I cringed. I got bored. And you and Darius Love Hall owe every poet you know the check you stole from them. I'm going to give you a 5. I'm going to give you a 5. And I'm also going to say, they right, man. Your voice is amazing. It is. Your voice is amazing. I ain't gonna hold you. Like going to public speaking, and your voice is really dope. It's just.
For sure. Yo, Prince the Poet, I appreciate you, my man. I'm gonna slide you to the back. We're gonna keep this thing rocking. We're down to the last 2 poets tonight, y'all. Remember, 3 poets going home. Only 8 will make it into next week, y'all. I appreciate the judges, y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing. Let's get it going, y'all. Put your hands together for Dale Genesis. Let's go.
Hey, y'all. As stated, my name is Dale Genesis, and this poem is titled The Woman I Am. Hey, y'all. My name is Dale Genesis, and this poem is titled The Woman I Am. Y'all ever had lucid thoughts when you weren't sober? A combination of realization and fear. Realization of your thoughts and reflection of a Windex mirror so clear. A realization of also how far gone you are because the tequila got your tongue turned against all your fears. But a fear that in the morning that these thoughts won't be near. But these thoughts were so bleak that a sober mind can't even begin to seek. It was kissing all on my ear like the annoying tick of a clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick. We're in the season of shedding, and I'm shaking my limbs to the brim, a new level of faith, peace, trust, pace. For once we're in a space of no trace, I'm flowing through life like my hips, listening to reggae, because I just gotta feel the beat. Take a risk and step out onto what I eat. You know, I've been snipping and tying knots at all my ends, because, you know, all my life, I've been watching the way in which the world bends, and there's only but so much kindness these people tend to lend, so I just bend. This phase of my life is real personal. I'm building my arsenal. I'm beyond goal chasing. I'm tough, but I got a lot of fears I'm not facing, and I'm not a coward. But when I'm ready to admit, so be it, I'm not faking it. Had some people that try to tell me who I am without knowing my past, my vision, my plan, my last. I lied. I cheated, and my reasons I spanned because when I had to sit, the world took the stand, pulled myself out of dark places, and it made me the woman I am. I got real world fables. Some of them will never have a title because I refuse to label. So I come from Canaanite with stories. Hearts that have riots. Hearts that split up. They just pretended to walk by it. I come from hardship and love. So nothing about me could ever be plain. I multitask so much I can't sit around. Moving is what keeps me sane. But when I do sit, I let the earth chimes sing to me. Stormy days, I love the way the rain sings to me. She puts me to sleep. It's just something about me. I can't tame this energy. I'm synergizing with great minds in a world that's tipping, man, everybody tripping. Forget drill, trap, hip hop, and rap. Too many artists is finishing their lap. Street life got a bullet in their back. It's like a crime against our tongues to speak true of our happiness. I learned to throw my coins in wishing wells and don't tell nobody but God. My parents taught me to take that dollar and double it and hope. Cole taught me to take that dollar and cope. So, lucid thoughts off of whatever drink you got in the party or not. These lucid thoughts, my personal, private lucid thoughts, but like my glass slipper, magical, clear, and just right. You know, every girl needs a trim, and I've been getting mine. And my trim, it's been making me the woman I am. 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 Thank you.
All right, let's go. Woman I am. Uno, it's on you.
Dale, thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. Your performance. You gave me a emotion for every word you had. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a little too much. It took away from it. Every just for the. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta place that right. Place it right. I appreciate it. I want that type of energy. You gave me energy. Your delivery was good, but the animation, it was slightly too much. Just slightly too much for me. With that being said, your penmanship was good. It was decent. I think you have more. I think you have more in the tank. So a 7.7. Thank you.
All right, 7.7. All right, Kimberly Stewart.
So you're giving me a little bit of Auntie Donna vibes. We had a all-star named Auntie Donna, and she was a performer and was very over the top. I think what you need is an editor. You know, you got too much to say in too little bit of time. But what I did get out of this poem was you introduced us to the multifaceted you. There's a lot going on within you. And that's what made you the woman that you are, because you went through a lot. There's a lot to do, a lot to handle, a lot to, but also it's too much for us to digest in that little bit of time. With all of that, like your performance game, I love a performer. Like, so I hate to even say anything about it because I love it. I just think you need to edit in your writing that will help edit your performance, you know? And then I could tell the different parts of the performance that were genuine and the parts of the performance that felt like you needed to put something there. You gotta literally figure out what is authentic to what you're saying, which movements are authentic. Listen, I'm a bodacious person. Everything I do is loud. From my hair to my big face, to my big eyes, to my big nose, to my big lips, to this Africa earring, to the words that come out of my mouth, to the way I walk down the street, to my big hands, to my big feet, okay? And I'm 5'11". Everything about me is big. But I only choose to bring all of that in one space when it's needed. So that edit is gonna do you some well. Do you some well. I know English, I do. I promise you I know English. Man, anywho, with that, I am going to give you a 7.8.
All right, 7.8. Sound like Kim came out with a little freestyle poem. I'm just saying. All right, Chakra, it's on you.
She calibrate next week.
Let's go, Chakra. Okay.
To Angel Wing, off of what Kimberly said, two very, very free lessons of poetry that I don't charge for. One, editing is a deity in what we do. Poetry is the medium of writing we have chosen, but we are, in a sense, writers. Authors go through multiple drafts. Journalists go through multiple drafts. Poets often do not. The stress of getting all your emotions out sometimes felt like so much that we decide that editing isn't worth going back and trying to take out and shift through those emotions. Editing is always worth it. That was, to me, to echo what Kimberly was saying. Uno, you're a fool. I'm so glad my camera was on mute. You're a fool. I just want you to know. But no, on my note, I have reel it in. I do like that you're performing. That's why I got Get It Girl, because I genuinely had a good time. Your poem made me want to have a good time. You looked like you were having so much fun. I started having fun. I just want you to know that. I truly was having fun during your piece. However, your subject is everywhere. Another free lesson. The quickest way to get between two distances and points of travel is a straight line. Your poem is literally reaching and grabbing to all these different places and stuff like that. I just wanted that journey. Take me on that journey. And you can introduce me to different things on that journey. I once met a man on my way to St. Ives, and that man, he had 7 wives, and 7 wives had 7 sacks, and 7 sacks had 7 cats, and 7 cats had 15 children, 15 children, 16 buildings. You see, how many men did I meet on my way to St. Ives? 1. All that other stuff is just a part of the story. So you can add stuff into a linear story. I just needed to be clearer. And yes, you performed. You did a good job performing. It was a bit much, just a bit much. Another free poetry lesson. Poetry above the waist. Everything you do from waist up with your hands can never be too much. As soon as the legs start moving, people aren't listening to the poem anymore.
Hey, 3 lessons right here, 3 of them. Let's go, Shell. It's on you.
It's on me.
It's not on Cassandra.
Oh, I got to.
I'm invisible.
I'm a little. You're not
invisible. Sexism.
I was all
right.
Because I'm
black.
Because I'm black. On you.
Misogyny.
Nah.
No. So the kind of jumping on what everybody else said, the performance aspect was great. Like I found myself at one point, I was with it, the performance, but I was honestly lost in where we were going with the poem. I got, because you said it a couple of times about the woman I am, so I got that the poem was about you and some type of journey that you have traveled, but I didn't get to travel it with you, and I was disappointed for that reason. The like I said, the performance, like your energy you have, like what I wish a lot more performers had that call themselves performers, because they'll come up and it's like, I'm going to sleep because I can't do this. But you had the energy, but you have to go back and edit that one. You're going to have to go back and edit it and make it make sense so that we can be there with you. Because you wrote it, but we didn't know. So my score was a 6.7.
All right, 6.7. All right, now we at Chef. Y'all feel me? So I was trying to help y'all get out real quick. We hitting out though. Chef, it's on you.
Okay. There were times during the poem where I'd completely lost what the poem was about because you decided to do the perfect cast. And at times, like, I almost felt like it became so much that you might have been playing with us. And I shouldn't feel that way. Because when you ended by fade, the woman I am, I was, are you fading? We are still looking at you. The camera has not moved. Which means, like, as much as we talk about editing and writing, there should be an editing and choreography and performance as well. Because just like some things need to be cut out of the words, some things need to be cut out of the movements. It overpowered the poem, it overshadowed the poem, it made the poem at times a caricature of itself or a parody of itself. I'm compelled to go 6.5.
All right, 6.5. All right, y'all. we down to the last poet of the night. Remember, the lowest 3 poets will not be with us next week. We can only take the Elite 8 into next week. This poet, was supposed to be Series 8, had some mishaps. She said, nope, I'm coming back. Y'all put your hands together. Put a little emoji in the comment section. Poetic V. Let's go.
I stand on the shoulders of faith of the women who stood before me. Their feet anchored into my soul so I would never drift into the unknown. My feet fit into their prints, so what they have written and made plain, I now run with. But I don't just go where they've been, I transcend because they were willing to take a beating because of difference of opinions, willing to look crazy simply for a vision, willing to break into rooms they weren't allowed, let alone invited in. I swim in the depths of possibilities. When they were only allowed to stay on shore, I soar to heights where oxygen is irrelevant, even though their wings were clipped, pushed out of the nest of complacency. They saw greatness in me and never let me settle. They knew who I was even before I did, and they poured all of themselves into me. Every gift, talent, and ability taught me how to live practically while establishing a faith that would never relent. Women who couldn't always speak with their words, shouted with their hands as love leaked from fingertips. You could never keep them silent. Their heart etched into every good deed as they met every need based on their capacity. See, God's grace was enough. They fought in prayer, warred in the night, battled when everyone else was asleep, awakened with passion. This is what lives in me. So when you see me, see them. When you hear me, hear them. For I am nothing, made everything. For their death brought me to life. For in order for a seed to live, it must first go into the ground and die. The darkness of their dirt, pain and sorrow were the ingredients from my soil. Their tears watered me as I sprouted when I didn't even know life was being created. Now a tree of life bearing much fruit for all to eat. What I saw as grief was greatness being birthed out of me. Their legacy lives in me. The pen of my mother and grandmother passed down to me, and oh, I will write until my hands become wrinkled as theirs did. Ebony and ivory, a beautiful blend now illuminating out of me. See, they gaze down while I look up. When the pain of their absence tries to get the best of me, when I long for one more word and one more touch, when I wish they could experience life right next to me, I look up and I am reminded that they are closer than they've ever been. And I promise to never put down this pen as our language and words become one. To my mother and grandmother, thank you.
All right, Poetic V, appreciate you. Uno, it's on you.
Poetic V, thank you for your piece. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. It feels like to me that you were listening to us critique the last poet, and you put your inflections right. You put your emotions to match your words. It felt like you practiced that piece, and it reflected on your delivery. It was smooth. You knew that piece. You were comfortable with that piece. The only downside for me, it was just a little long. Just a little long for me. And with that being said, I'll give you an 8.2. I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, 8.2. All right, Kimberly Stewart.
Okay, so hi, first of all, hello. I believed you. Like, But oh, man, this is hard for me because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm still back on Lady Joshua. Y'all haven't moved me forward yet. Like I'm still back there. Your poetry is nice. It's very nice. You are very nice. You're wonderful to look at. You framed yourself perfectly. Like your presentation is perfect. It just, I don't know. I hate saying this about this poem because I believed it. You know what I'm saying? I believed it and I believed you. It just, it probably wasn't the piece you needed to do right now. Because I think if we would have heard that poem an hour ago, I would have been rocking. But that's a part of competition and reading the room. And y'all, I know y'all been doing poetry for a long time, poets, because y'all coming in with some pieces that I know you didn't write yesterday. So, like, listen, the reason why we used to get made fun of going to the poetry slam is because a nerd like me would be walking down the street with my poetry book, literally scribbling out certain words that I wanted to say that day, or rewriting the poem so that I could memorize it on the way, like as I'm on the bus to the poetry reading. Or like, yo, so-and-so, I get to the poetry reading and Genesis is there, or Black Dyer is there, and I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to do this poem tonight. I'm gonna have to do this one. And it wasn't even a slam. Those were that's just at the poetry reading. We are at a slam. This is slam poetry. So I need y'all to really step it up. You're great. And I just wish that I could judge you greater than this. But with all of that, you're really well put together, and I really appreciate it. So what did I write down? With all of that, I'm going to give you a 7.9.
All right, 7.9. Black Chakra, it's on you. Okay.
Thank you.
Echoing Uno, bit long. It's only about 2 stanzas longer than it should be. It didn't make me feel like, okay, if you don't end this, I'm gonna jump out a window and shoot myself on the way down. Nothing like that. But it's about 2 stanzas longer than it should be. And when he said that, I was like, that's a fair critique. However, it is the first and only 9 that I have given the entire night. I did like the presentation. There was some great writing. There was some truly great writing. I felt like your poem had the proper tonal inflections, had the proper presentation. Again, Uno kind of said a lot of the things that I was thinking. It was like, I can tell that you've been listening. And I appreciate that as an educator, because people don't listen, especially. But no, I give you a 9.1. I would like to see you in this competition. Here, another free poetry lesson. Poems. A lot of poets don't have great openers. A lot of poets don't have great openers. Great openers are hard to write. I envy poets with great openers. I got a couple poems with great openers. I could get better at it. I don't want to. But the landing of a poem, the way that you put everybody down, is extremely important. That landing cannot be rough. It can't bump off the runway. It has to be smooth. I'm going to be honest with you. My board said 9.5 before the ending. I wanted a better landing, but I did enjoy the piece. I would like to see you continue in this competition. I do like what you bring. There was a professionalism to where you performed it, and I liked it, and I like what I like, and nobody can tell me what to like. So there's it.
Thank you.
Let's go. Cassandra is free. I see you. It's on you.
You see me? All right. So Your entire packaging to me was wonderful. Your entire packaging to me was wonderful, from your voice, your performance, and your eye contact, where I felt like you were actually trying to engage me as a judge, the other judges, and anybody that's watching on the YouTube stream as well. It's written well. Like it's a good poem. I can't take anything away from it. Y'all gonna think I swear I don't be copying people. I wish y'all could see my notes where I put the ending. I was like, no, because that actually affected the total score. I didn't like the "to my mother and my grandmother, thank you." I didn't like that as an ending because of the buildup of the poem. And then just to end with that, it was kind of like one of those movies where you didn't know the movie was over. And then you're like, oh, the credits are rolling. Boom. Okay, the movie's done. But you still have a 9. You still have a 9, which is a great score for a great poem. And I thank you. And you'll definitely be back in here next week. Thank you.
Let's go. Chef, what say you?
I like it, but I want to love it. Here's how I'm gonna love it. If I'm not mistaken, the second or third line, very early in the poem, there was, after you stated that you stand on the shoulders of, you said you stand on their shoulders, but their feet anchor into me, into your spirit, or into you. And my brain immediately had to pause, because I was like, if you're standing on them, why are their feet in, but you're doing the standing? And
I got you.
I shouldn't have those moments as an audience member. That's one. The ending, like everybody else, that's 2. And there's a thing about movies and cinema where when a person is attractive, they don't just run down a bunch of subtitles and say, yo, this person is gorgeous, this person is beautiful. They pan from their feet to their head, playing music the entire time while this person walks. They don't just tell you that the villain is supposed to be dangerous. The villain comes in and they tear up a bunch of guards or a bunch of police officers, or they do some really cold-blooded thing. So I wanted several times to be shown things and not just told them. I wanted more example. I wanted to be anchored in reality of, this is what grandma did, this is what mom did, and then we share the descriptions, because I'm going to be agreeing with you on all of the descriptions, because, oh, she just told me exactly what they did, and that is exactly as amazing as she said it was. I'm conflicted on how to score it. I know I'm gonna score it high, but it's a question of how high, because don't let the stuff I just said confuse you. It was good work for the evening. It was good work. So I'm gonna say you'd think going last I'd be better prepared. I'm going to say 8.7.
All right, 8.7. Yo, Poetic V, hi. Poetic V, I appreciate you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put you backstage. Hey, before we talk about who won't be here next week, I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the prompt for those that are eagerly waiting. I'm going to go ahead and take the little anticipation off the stage. We have teamed up with a business entitled No Excuse Today, and she dropped a little video so she can tell you exactly what's going on, and we'll talk about the title of the prompt. All right, let's watch this real quick.
What's up, everybody? I am Javon Stewart Wallace, founder of No Excuse Today, the #1 brand out here helping others overcome adversity without making excuses. And we simply serve small business owners and entrepreneurs becoming recognizable on and offline through social media marketing, content creation and strategies, and brand development. When you think of No Excuse Today, I really want you to think about all of the challenges and the adversity that we experience in life, period. And sometimes it's easy for us to make excuses, but No Excuse Today comes in with this bold statement saying, Nope, you cannot make not one excuse. You are going to accomplish your dreams, your goals, whatever your aspirations are. And so what I would like for the spoken word community to do is to convey that through story in a compelling way. If you'd like to stay connected with me, you could follow me on social media, primarily IG at Javon.Stewart. And you could check out our services at noexcusetoday.com. Not only do we have done for you services, but we also have a community called the No Excuse Today Club that you can come and be a part of and actually receive access to weekly coaching. So I'm looking forward to meeting with you, and no excuse today. Let's go, baby.
All right, let's go, y'all. So, poets, you have your assignment. No excuse today. That is the theme next week. Make sure you follow her on IG. Make sure you check out her website to get more information. Listen, she's all about branding. She says, yo, it's no excuses. But this is the part I don't like, y'all. We got to talk about who will not be with us next week. And it is based merely on the scores of tonight. The 3 lowest scores will not make it into next week. The highest score will be awarded the prize. I think we're going to do the bad news first, and then we'll end out with the good news. So, the lowest score to the highest, Prince the Poet, phenomenal voice. My man, I look forward to definitely seeing you in another series. Devon Anthony, another powerful poet. Hopefully we'll definitely get more of his work. And y'all, all these poets, they are still going to be on the website. So if you want to connect with them, make sure you go to jospeaks.com, meet the poets, follow their IG. And last, Swish to God. So ladies, we're not playing tonight. They got 3 of the fellas out of here on the first night. It is crazy. But y'all, tonight, the #1 poet, it was crazy. Let me check my math one more time, real quick. Make sure I don't want to make no mistakes. Here we go. The #1 poet for tonight, y'all. He said, she said her mama didn't know no boo-boo the fool. Well, y'all, put your hands together for my girl, Lady Joshua, y'all. Y'all spin back on my IG. We normally do a little after party. We normally recap and unpack and just kind of let loose a little bit. Sometimes the judges fly through. Sometimes the poets come through. You never know who might come through the after party, y'all. But just make sure you pull up on me. Hey, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us tonight. I'll see y'all back next week. Y'all, next week, my birthday on the 17th. And I'm rocking with y'all. There's no excuse today. J.O. Speaks out. See you next week, y'all.